Bună ziua, dragii mei. Good morning. Day 5, a little update. I have 2 visits a day from the police just to check I'm here. I have to wave to them from the window. And my family doctor has to report every day to the authorities that I'm feeling well, which I am, which is great. The other good thing, I'm not spending any money, so saving lots. I just want to tidy up 1 or 2 things I was talking about this week. First, about names. We were talking about names yesterday. Not only do you have to know the first name, which is often very different from English names, but you have to know the saint's name. Very often people will have a saint's name and they will celebrate their name day. And that's just as important for them. So you have to say La Mulțan or send them greetings on Facebook. So you have to carry around 2 names for everyone in your head. One of the downsides of Romania is officialdom, which is an absolute nightmare. You have to take along reams of documents for anything you want, unless you know someone. And if you know someone, your path can be speeded. So luckily, because my wife knows someone, I have a family doctor and I have a bank account, which otherwise would have been very difficult to obtain. The big tragedy, one of the big tragedies in Romania is that their doctors work overseas. A lot of them have gone to work overseas. A lot of students study medicine so they can earn more money going to work in Germany or UK or France or Italy. And the government tried to stop that by doubling their salary, doubling doctors' salaries last year. And this seems to have had an effect. I hope it has, because Romania needs its young people. Of a population of 21 million, 2 million live overseas, the diaspora. There is less corruption, I think, because of the DNA. This is the anti-corruption authority who are unafraid to take anyone to court, corrupt magistrates, politicians. And the ex-Minister of Health, Sorina Pinta, hired a team of what we might call secret shoppers to go around hospitals and offer bribes to doctors and then catch them in flagrante. Ironically, Mrs. Pinta also runs a hospital and was found this year with 30,000 euros in cash in her office. She is allegedly in receipt of bribes herself, but we'll see later on. Recycling is a big element here in Romania. You wouldn't have thought about it. I think a lot of our alleged recycled goods in the UK go into landfill. Well, they do here as well. Most go into landfill. There are recycling bins at the end of every street, but they're normally full and they're emptied very infrequently. There's a sort of 2 stages of recycling. You've got people who hang around the rubbish tips outside your apartment block and take anything that they can, plastic water bottles or clothes. There's another kind of recycling which I've been party to. In Craiova, where I live, you pay 2 lei for any trip on a bus, a single trip. It's about 40p. As you get off the bus, you will hand your ticket to someone who gets on the bus. So the ticket is recycled and everyone manages to use public service. It reminds me a bit of Austria when I was a student there. And I thought Austria, and Vienna in particular, had the finest free public transport system in the world till I was stopped for fare dodging. I didn't realise that you had to pay. People have asked, what's your routine? Well, I'm quite self-sufficient, really, so being in isolation hasn't really affected me too badly, especially with the internet and comments people have kindly made on these vlogs. I read for 3 hours a day. I write for 3 hours a day. I try to spend an hour on a stepper. I have a stepper here, so I can just try and keep a bit active, not in one hour session, but in probably 4 sessions. And I've limited myself to 1 spaghetti western a day. I'm an aficionado of spaghetti westerns. I think next week what I want to do is talk about culture, education, tourism, politics, TV and transport. And maybe this weekend we'll have a look at something else I do. I look at an artist today. I've got a lot of art books here and I look through the work of an artist because that sort of calms me down a bit. Now the jokes today will appeal to different audiences. If you're Romanian, you'll get one of them, and if you're British, you'll get the other. If you're neither of those, you may get neither of the jokes. I'll explain them tomorrow, but I won't explain them today. Magda and I went to Cologne for the festival, for Carnival. And in Germany, the greeting as you chink glasses is Prost. This has Romanians in fits of laughter. Work out why. In 1991, and I've got to credit Tony Hawks with this joke, in 1991, the Republic of Moldavia, which was formerly part of Romania as Bessarabia, but Moldavia was being confused with the region of Moldavia in Romania. So the Moldavians from the Free Republic changed its name to Moldova. They think it's Moldova. It is now. Thank you very much. Goodbye, and I'll see you tomorrow.